What's up, fellow patriots? How y'all doing? Nate Savage back in the building. Yo, I just wanted to get into my top 10 favorite commentators that really influenced me and had a deep impact on me and how I think now and how I view America. And this is my opinion, my list. Hey, you welcome to leave a comment and tell me who your favorite is. And if I listed any of your favorites, let me know. But my top guy, I'm going to get into this. Controversial dude, Alex Jones. I know a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people do like him. However, back in 2015, 2016, when Trump was running, I believe he actually contributed to Trump getting in that White House. I think Alex Jones played the huge role, and the facts show it too. He was rising over 2 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. Over 83 million viewership was going out the roof. And a lot of people was hating on him. Honestly, another guy like Ben Shapiro, I believe, played the huge role on getting Alex Jones canceled. Even though I like Ben Shapiro, but look it up. Ben Shapiro did not like Alex Jones. A lot of people don't like Alex Jones. I mean, they call him a conspiracy theorist, but a lot of stuff he was saying way back when came to light today and is actually really going on. Now, InfoWars is his media network, and that was rising. And I think Ben Shapiro didn't want it to do better than the Daily Wire. And of course, Alex Jones was doing better numbers than CNN, MSNBC. Nowadays, if you on the right side is a huge commentator, that ain't really hard to beat. But the thing is, we need people like Alex Jones. I'm all about freedom of speech. As far as I know, he never preached hate on nobody. All he did was speak his mind. You know, call him a conspiracy or not. I liked him. He played the huge role on how I think. And I think he played the role in QAnon. And I'm not saying he had anything to necessarily was affiliated with QAnon, but I do believe QAnon got a lot of their beliefs from him. And is QAnon a crazy group, in my opinion? Based off of what I know about him, I don't think so. But that's just my opinion. Number 9, under the Bush administration, she was former White House press secretary. Now, Dana Perino hosts the Daily Briefing on Fox. She also is a co-host on Fox The Five, which is a pretty good show. I think she does a really good job bringing clarity and light to situations. In my opinion, she doesn't lean too far right. She doesn't lean far left at all. She really distribute out a lot of good information with no biases, in my opinion. Like I said, this is just my list, my opinion. And Dana Perino, I like listening to her. She really brings a lot of clarity to my mind. And hey, I'm a fan of her. Now, let's get into number 8. Okay, another controversial guy, Bill O'Reilly. Now, I know a lot of people like to say he's racist and he's a white supremacist. I don't get that when I listen to him. I used to maybe just go along to get along and think that back before I actually started listening to Sirius XM and hearing him talk on Fox News. And the guy brings a lot of light to a lot of situations. And he's one of the few white commentators, white people in general, that's not afraid to call black people out on their BS and actually really talk about the problem, the lack of fatherhood, what's really going on in the black community without holding back and not being afraid to speak the truth. I like Bill O'Reilly. I mean, have you ever read his Killing series? Killing Lincoln, Killing Jesus. This guy wrote some excellent books. Really, like around the time Trayvon Martin and all of that stuff was going on, I was listening to him and he was bringing so much clarity to racism in the country and what actually took place on the Trayvon Martin case. So, like, I really like him. I know it's a lot of controversy with Megyn Kelly and Bill O'Reilly. I was going to put Megyn Kelly on a list, but I couldn't do it because the reason why is she basically trashed Fox News in a way as soon as she left them and started trashing her ex-coworkers. And on top of that, she kneeled multiple times to the left on things that she was actually right about, but then she apologized for them later, so I didn't put her on the list. So I'm going to keep Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly is my number 8 man. Number 7, Ben Shapiro, the founder of the Daily Wire. Great news operation. The Daily Wire, I love them to death. I love all their staff. Ben Shapiro, a lot of people don't know it. He's actually a lawyer. He went to Harvard Law School, studied law, passed the bar. This guy, nobody can beat him in a debate. Nobody can top him. Like, you try to prove him wrong, you think you got him, and then he just come in and like, with all the information. Ben Shapiro is like definitely one of my top guys. I love listening to him. He contribute a lot of good facts into my brain and really broke down a lot of stuff that's going on. And he's also another one that's not afraid to speak the truth. He's not afraid to say when a black person is wrong, when a white person is wrong. Democrat, Republican, I like him. I like Ben Shapiro. Number 6, also from the Daily Wire, Michael Knowles. I love Michael Knowles. He brings a lot of good light into a lot of controversial stuff that's going on in America. Another white guy that's not afraid to actually speak the truth about what's going on in the black community. He wrote some really decent books. Controlling Minds by Controlling Words was a great book by Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles is my number 6 guy. Now let's get into number 7. Okay, Abl Anthony Brian Logan. One of my top guys I love to listen to. He dropped videos all the time, like 10-minute, 12-minute videos about news stories that's just breaking. And he really bring a lot of light to what's really going on and really get real specific about what's going on without holding back. And he's a black guy, definitely another dude that's not afraid to call black people out on their BS. And I'm saying black people in general because white people are afraid to say the truth and black people are afraid to say the truth about what's really going in the black community. Abl is not one of them guys. Abl really speak the truth. I mean, he bring out some pretty decent merch as well. I got one of his hats. Abl, definitely one of my top guys. I always listen to him. He go live like twice a week for now. He team up with Officer Tatum all the time. We'll get into Officer Tatum in a second. But yeah, Abl, keep up the good work. I love him. Number 4, Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire. Definitely one of the top guys I like listening to. He's so hilarious without even trying to be funny. He'd be like dead serious, but so funny. Started the Sweet Baby Gang, which is another hilarious concept, which the Sweet Baby Gang has no meaning at all. I don't know if y'all didn't never listen to Matt Walsh, but if you didn't, y'all sleeping on it. Y'all got to get on Matt Walsh. He's part of the Daily Wire. He's an awesome commentator. And I like him because he get the left riled up, and he is like one of the best trolls, where he basically, I remember AOC was complaining about her abuela and where the Puerto Rico who was living like homeless or whatever and had holes in her walls, and AOC making all of this money, but she can't help her abuela. And then Matt Walsh actually did like a fundraiser, GoFundMe for her abuela, and raised like over $100,000, and she didn't accept it. And I don't know what happened to her abuela. I don't know if she actually raised the money or not. And then even more recently, like Matt Walsh was actually speaking at the Virginia board school meeting, and they was doing everything in their possible way to stop him from speaking. And he actually, because they was like, hey, you can't speak here unless you live in Virginia, but he lived in Tennessee. So what he did is he actually found somebody and leased their basement for like $1 for the month. And then he was able to speak at the school board meeting in Virginia. So I love Matt Walsh. He's hilarious, and he doesn't even try. I don't even think the guy smile. He doesn't even laugh. Like, this guy is hilarious. Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire, my favorite Daily Wire guy. Okay, let's get into number 3. Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum, B. Tatum. I love B. Tatum. He is an awesome commentator. Ex-police officer. Anytime I want to hear about some so-called police brutality, I'll go straight to Officer Tatum on YouTube, and then he's going to break it down from a police standpoint on what actually happened. Like, even with the whole Breonna Taylor case, like, he really broke that down. George Floyd, he really broke that down. Like, every single so-called police shooting that was unjustified, like, Officer Tatum will really break down the facts from a police perspective on what actually took place. So when it comes to police brutality, Officer Tatum, he's the main guy I like to listen to for that. I love going to him. Officer Tatum, great conservative guy, Christian guy, heavy about his faith in God. I love Officer Tatum. Check him out if you never listened to him. Okay, and my number 2 guy, Jason Whitlock from The Blaze hosts a show on The Blaze called Fearless with Uncle Jimmy. Jason Whitlock is one of the guys that really, really care about the black community. I don't care what nobody say. This guy is genuinely love black people. Like, he really speak the truth about everything that we're doing wrong, stuff that's going wrong in the black community. Actually, he got Delano Squires that actually is a future on Fearless, which he's another awesome guy. I don't know why he don't have his own show. But, yo, Jason Whitlock is an awesome brother. He really speak the truth. Like, he talk about his faith in God, and he's not afraid to say he loved God on national TV. And that's the reason why a lot of other networks don't like him, because he constantly speak about faith in God, how we turned away from God, and he really speak the truth about fatherless homes in the black community. I love Jason Whitlock. He's an awesome brother. Good dude. Okay, in my opinion, this guy is the GOAT, the greatest of all times, the best commentator of all times. Not afraid to touch on anything. Always talk about returning to your father, forgiving your mother, forgiving your father, and just living a life of peace. Let's get ready for this. Jesse Lee Peterson, JLP, one of my favorite of all times. Like, this guy really speak the truth. Really hardcore conservative guy, really speak the truth about religion, God, Christianity. He really shed the light on fatherhood, the importance of fatherhood. He really will get you into that spirit that we need. Like, a lot of times I got angry and I thought about, like, Jesse Lee just saying, be still and know God. And it's so many different good quotes from him. And also on top of that, he's a comedian. Like, he says, beta, or what the, like so many good stuff. Like, Jesse Lee Peterson is one of the greatest commentators of all time. And a lot of people, we don't appreciate people until he's gone. But, yo, we got to give him flowers. Like, this guy's like over 70 years old, and he's been speaking truths for like the past like over 30 years. And he got a program called Bond where he helped black and white people build a business from the ground up. Like, Jesse Lee Peterson, he is such a good dude. And I know he's not accepted by the left, definitely, because he's so far right. But if we really lived the life based off of like the way Jesse Lee say we should, like, life would just be so much better. I know it's hard to be that good of a man, but I really like Jesse Lee Peterson. He's definitely one of my favorites of all times. And guys, this is just my list. This is my opinion. If I listed one of your favorite guys, let me know. Or gals, let me know. This is just my opinion, my list. Give me your list, or give me your top favorite commentator, conservative commentator. I don't want to hear about no Don Lemon and no people on the left. Only conservative people. So anyway, thank you to everybody who actually listened to this video. I appreciate everybody who subscribed to my channel. Check me out. Check some of my interviews out. I got some new people coming on shortly. And I appreciate it. Even if I only get one view, I appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing, everybody. I appreciate this. Hope you like this video.